We are talking Arsenal because they have had a change at the head coaching role, and this came pretty abruptly. On Monday's show, we talked about how long will Jonas Eidevall last. He only lasted until Tuesday.
Lupo predicted it.
And he resigned. He stepped down, and now it is Renee Sledgers who has stepped up. And this came in the midst of a 3-match winless streak. Of course, Arsenal is coming off of the midweek Champions League win, but this resigning, Aaron, for Jonas Eidevall, it came before the club was able to fire him, but the timing of it, what stands out to you about that?
I think that he wanted to get out before things got way worse. I think he felt the writing was on the wall. Instead of going through a period where he maybe caught a few bad results and then was sacked, I think he saw that maybe he'd lost the locker room, he had lost the trust of the supporters, lost the trust of the brass, and just went ahead and resigned. Just cleanly shake hands, say we see this isn't working out. I'm gonna walk out with my head held high. That's how I view this.
Mm-hmm. Sandra, was it a surprise at all to you to see that he resigned on Tuesday?
Only in the framing of it, yeah. Essentially, a coach who's allowed to resign is always going to make me raise my eyebrow a little bit. It's like, come on, just get the job done and say that this didn't work out and pull the trigger. But I get it. Maybe no burned bridges is the way you want things to go here. But we saw some hiccups last year, and maybe the writing was on the wall just a little bit, maybe an invisible ink for some people. But this is the move at this point. It looks like those hiccups have turned into some stomach aches, legitimate stomach aches along the way. And maybe this is the move that helps kind of shake things up and gets Arsenal back on the right track.
If there was invisible ink on the walls, Christine Cupo had X-ray vision, the 3D glasses on, because she saw it. She talked about it on Monday that he needed to go in order for this Arsenal side to have a revamp and really have a chance this season at advancing far in the Champions League and, of course, in the Barclays Women's Super League. So today we are going to play Make Your Case. I'm the judge. Sandra, Darian, and Aaron, as well as Christine Cupo, are going to make their case for who should be the next Arsenal head coach. Of course, we're going to let our Christine Cupo cook first.
Hear me out. Tony Gustavsson. He's been working in women's football almost exclusively since 2012. So this is by no means a side quest for this coach. He lives and breathes the women's game. He's also a person first, player second type manager, which I truly appreciate. And he's worked both at the club and national team levels and seen success. Club level, Tireso brought them to the 2014 Women's Champions League final where, okay, fine, maybe they lost by a goal to Wolfsburg, but who hasn't lost to Wolfsburg at this point? U.S. Women's National Team, 2012, assistant under Pia, gold medal. Then again, 2015, 2019, assistant under Jill Ellis, Women's World Cup champions. He then jumped on over to the Matildas 2020, instant impact. He galvanized that team, he implemented tactics, and he brought them their best ever Olympic finish. Not just for the women's program, but Australian football overall. 4th place. He then followed that up with a 2023 best ever finish in Women's World Cup. Again, 4th place finish. And the bonus of he's very familiar with all of these Australian Arsenal players as well as their WSL rivals, whether coaching with them or against them from national team duties. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Tony Gustavsson.
All right, Christine, thank you. I like that shout. Darian, I think you're up next. Convince me.
I'm not as thorough as Christine. I never am.
You don't have the stats like Aaron.
I just come in winging it. But this person, this person doesn't need that much of an introduction. We're all fans of her, Twila Kilgore. I think coming off of her tenure with the U.S. Women's National Team, she helped transform this team into what it is, winning the Olympic gold, winning the W Gold Cup, I think is when we really saw her ideas put into place. She brought in younger players. She brought in players that she knew could help them win that tournament and help them develop. I think she brought in younger and very established players that helped them create this new identity that we're seeing that's ultra attacking, possession based, really fun to watch, very dynamic. That started with Twila Kilgore, and she doesn't get her flowers enough. I love seeing that she stepped away from U.S. soccer because I think she can go and take over a massive club like Arsenal, who has the foundation to really support her, and she can get this group of players to where they need to be, which is winning a title.
So
This is so fun.
Okay, Aaron, your turn.
She's just like enraptured
Lisa looks
watching
at
you
me
talk.
like that the entire show as I talk. She's just like,
Yeah, she's just like, wow.
I know.
Points. I'm going to make my case for Casey Stoney. She
Nice.
is a former Arsenal youth player. She has had 2 stints with Arsenal as a player.
That was a
Of
great
course,
shout.
we know her as a manager in NWSL. She has managed Manchester United. She knows the WSL. She is held this league to task for standards. I think for a club like Arsenal that wants to be the standard bearer, she is the perfect leader for this club. I don't think there is a better manager for Arsenal right now than Casey Stoney.
And she wears the hell out of a suit
I mean,
jacket.
the drip is crazy.
The drip is
Like, I
crazy.
need
The
that in an
cooler-
Arsenal manager. The drip is incredibly important for
Yeah.
Arsenal, so she fits everything that we need in a manager.
Good thing I'm picking, not you guys. Okay, Sandra.
Goodness. You know what? I agree, Lisa. Thank God you're picking because I think you're going to feel where I'm going here. Because who says you can't go home? It's definitely not Laura Harvey. And that's who I'm going with for the next Arsenal coach. This is a head coach who has multiple years of coaching experience. You're talking about someone who has A licenses from U.S. Soccer and UEFA. You're talking about someone who started with Seattle Reign, left, came back, and you're talking about someone who has also coached Arsenal in a Women's Super League in a different era of time. And I think we can all agree that women's football is definitely stepping into a different type of moment right now. That includes NWSL, in which he has had a huge hand in helping elevate, and Women's Super League. So maybe, just maybe, this is a coach that Arsenal wants to get on the phone. And why not, I say, because at this point right now in the regular season for Seattle Reign, se acabó. It's over. It's done. What is there to compete for Seattle Reign? There is no more playoff contention. There's nothing to win. And if this franchise is looking ahead, I think it's totally fair if Laura Harvey wants to do that too.
Damn. I
Sandra.
don't think Harvey's going to drop Seattle
Wow.
like that. You think so, Sandra? You think she would?
She says, se acabó.
Hey, anything's
It's
possible,
over.
right? That's right, my boy. My man's never been in the Dominican allegations. That's right.
Sandra, what's more likely, Laura Harvey to leave Seattle or Seattle to say goodbye to Laura Harvey?
Ooh. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna give it to Laura Harvey. I'm gonna say that she's a master strategist, so maybe she'll be more calculated with that.
I just don't foresee that happening, Sandra. I like that shout, but that's off the table for me. Twila Kilgore, although she's an incredible coach at the international level, I think she has more skill sets. This is a lot of matches to digest. As a club coach, you have to manage Champions League and club play and a lot of different players. Aaron, that doesn't mean you won yet.
Come on.
Christine Cupo
No.
hooked up Tony Gustavsson.
No.
I don't think that's the right thing to do. I'm going to go Casey Stoney. Yeah, I think that's the right pick.
Thank you.
She knows
Thank
the
you.
league. She
The drip
knows
goes crazy.
She knows the league. She knows the landscape of football over there, and I think she's desperate right now in the best way that she can come in and shake up an Arsenal side and really give them what they need to excel and take the next step to be back on top.
So is Laura Harvey.
I love it.